What's up, y'all? It's me, Erica. It's Wednesday. Happy Mercury Day. The sun is coming up in the back. I got a motorcycle driving behind me like he's getting ready to pull up on the side of me and try to take the safe. Damn, nigga. You would think I don't know what was going on. He was on my ass like he had somewhere to go. Be careful on the damn bike. I'm trying to get this, I have two phones. I have two phones, one for the and one for the hoes. But the one that I record with is lighter. It's an older iPhone 7, I think, and it's lighter. So when it's in the cradle, it doesn't, how you say, it's not balanced because it's too light. It's not heavy enough. But this other phone is heavy enough. But I need it so that I could talk about what we talking about, because this is my phone. This phone don't have no service on it, even though I'm going to get it turned on for my son, I think. But we don't allow phones and social media until high school. He be telling me about all the shit that his friends be going through in junior high school off of something on Instagram. Like, leave that shit at school. You have enough problems as it is in school, trying to learn how to relate to people, trying to learn how to deal with people, trying to learn how to resolve conflict, how to get along. The social media doesn't make it any better. Adults don't know how to use social media, and you want children whose brains are not developed to use it effectively. We can't even use it effectively. Children should not be allowed to have anything until they get past the stage where they have a little bit more confidence in themselves. They're not, because usually in elementary school is when they learn how to bully and how to determine who is quote unquote weak, who is strong, who has things about themselves that they don't like, who's insecure. That's when all of that starts. And they start positioning themselves. It happens in elementary school. And these kids in elementary school, going to the 7th grade, have social media. They should not have social media. Oh, God. They should not have social media. And that's it. Only because they're just emotionally not ready. Adults can't even handle it. But you want children to be on there with access to the entire world and all that it has to offer. You want a 12-year-old to have access to that. Okay. I know people say, oh, they're not going to know how to. Yes, they will. You didn't know how to. This wasn't always in your damn life. You learn. Oh, I see old-ass people on the damn Facebook when I'm in the grocery store and shit, and they can't even fucking concentrate. Walking down the aisle in their phone. Old people. They supposed to have the most sense. Damn it, old ass fools on the damn internet, accidentally taking pictures of their vaginas and their old shriveled up, dry ass, ashy ass penises, accidentally posting them to Facebook instead of sending them to their little bingo partners and shit. People that they met on Wednesday night service, now they sending pussy and dick shots to them, accidentally posting it to their wall. Not much shit I see on Twitter talking about my auntie accidentally posted her pussy pic on her wall on Facebook, and now they're trying to get her to take it down, but nobody can get in touch with her. That might be a lie, but if not, that shit is funny as hell. Even if it is a lie, that shit is funny as hell. Anyway, so I was, I guess this is the week for it, because, I was watching Justin Jay's video in response to Fantasia. I finished watching it yesterday. And, he had a lot of good points, especially when he said, you men really want these women out here following you. Y'all can't even make them orgasm. You know how many straight women have confessed that they have never had an orgasm, and they've only been with men, and they've only been with men that they allow to lead and all this other stuff. Y'all want to lead and can't even give a woman an orgasm, and they out here creating life and shit. That shit was funny to me. And there are just a lot of things about how the world and where we are and the type of world that we live in, and why men believe that they just have a carte blanche on society and humanity as a whole because of them having penises. And I truly believe that it was the injection of Jesus that, you know, made people believe like that. And just like him, he's like, you have a concept of a God. You have a concept of a higher power, and you assign it the male gender. Are you crazy? Are you crazy? The force or the energy that you call God, you're giving it a gender? You're not employing or even acknowledging the fact that every single thing on this earth is masculine and feminine, with both qualities intertwined in each one of them. Both of them, and each one of us have male. And there are some men out there who believe that men cannot possess feminine energy, that men are only masculine. That's when you get into the toxic shit, right? Women are the same way. There are some women who uphold these ideas. Like, there was a you know, the idea, like, there are women who don't like men who demonstrate any feminine traits, anything. If he holds his hand wrong, if he puts his pinky out when he drinks something, it's a, oh girl, he might be gay. You know, it's just, and it's crazy because when you think about it, at the basis of all of the homophobia and the transphobia, it's a hatred for femininity. And that stems from your religion, your society that is powered by your religion, even though they say it's separate, it's not. You can't separate church and state when you're on your money. It says God, in God we trust, with fucking symbols from your fucking ancestors on it. You can't separate that. So the injection of a man being the higher power, everybody's going to fall in line. When people talk about God, they use the pronoun he. He this, he that, the Father, he's my father, all of this stuff. No, that just doesn't, that, and like I said, women uphold that. And men count on women to uphold that. Women like, you know, Fantasia or whatever. Anyways, so I was watching K. Michelle. This is the point of this. I was watching K. Michelle, and what attracted me to the title was that she said that I don't think men are good people. I don't think men are good people. And she was so serious about it. And it's sad because I don't believe that she's talking about one individual man, right? This is a collective consciousness of men who go around hurting other people, including women, and other men who don't say nothing, who encourage it, who, like I said, don't even interject. But those men want to say, well, I'm not like those men, but you don't say anything to the men like that. Why? Well, it's none of my business. Yes, it is your business, because they are dealing with women and coming in contact with women and harming these women. And then you guys are turning around telling women to choose better, when society as a whole has created this consciousness for men. And it's detrimental to us for women in terms of our survival, and it's detrimental as a community, because now the women don't trust you, and the women don't look to you for their survival. Why would I look to you for my survival as my counterpart when you are the same people who are murdering us and killing us because a girl won't give a guy her phone number, so he pushes her on the subway tracks? Like that entitlement, because you're a man, that's detrimental to everybody, not just women. It's detrimental to everybody. It's a what do you call, ripple effect to how everybody deals with everybody in society. I want to take my glasses off. And men with this entitled, because everybody has told them, since you're a man, you're okay to lead. It doesn't matter anything else. You have a penis, it's good for you. You can lead. And that's a problem. So I'm trying to find the part where K. Michelle says that men are not good people. And it's not just, like I said, it's not just the one or the two men, and you know, it's, you know, you have a man and then you have society behind him giving excuses from the birth to death for his behavior. Boys don't develop faster than girls. Boys take longer to potty train. Boys are not advanced in terms of developing when it's time for puberty than girls. It's like all of these excuses right from the birth, of all the excuses that you can give a man for not, you know, being their best or not performing, just a bunch of excuses. Men cheat more than women. Like even Justin said on his thing that men cheat more than women. That's not it. Men know that they are able to cheat, right? They are able to blame the woman, the other woman and his woman for it, right? And then sit back and watch the woman now attack the other woman, because society knows, she in her head, that's her man. It don't matter what he did, that's her man, and you're not going to get that man, right? Because like Kimberly Foster said, it gives men the false idea that they do the choosing, and women step into that not realizing, lady, it's you that actually does the choosing. It is not him that does the choosing. But men understand that. So no, men don't cheat more than women. They just don't care about getting caught because there's no consequences for their behavior. Women don't. There are women who will have full-on relationships with other people and will never tell a soul. They could be cheating on somebody, cheating on their husband, cheating on their boyfriend, and have a side nigga. He's not saying nothing. She's not saying nothing. He probably thinks she's single. She's not saying anything. She's doing her dirt. A smart woman does her dirt all by her lonely, okay? Understand me. And the only dirt is exchanged between you and whoever the hell you rolling in the dirt with. And that's it. And when you go and be on your way, we don't have nothing else to talk about. Women know if you get caught cheating, you're going to have to wear the scarlet letter. That's your fault. And then you get caught cheating, your husband leaves you, you're now have to wear the scarlet letter. Women don't let people know when they're cheating because they know that if they get caught, it's hell for them to pay. A man knows, shit, my woman is going to take me back. The next bitch, if that bitch breaks up with me, there's another bitch waiting for me. What I got to lose? It's bitches aplenty. That's why A1 acts like that with Lyrica. What are you talking about? He just fucked a girl off an airplane. You got a wife and a child. And look how you looking like, girl, you need to just get over it. I mean, what you gonna do? We gonna be together or what? I mean, what you gonna do? That kind of shit, like, bitch, what you gonna do? We gonna be together or not? Because I'm gonna do what the fuck I'm gonna do. But if she were to do what the fuck she wanted to, you have a problem with her posting a picture on the internet with something over her vagina. She's not sticking anything in it. So, that's what it is. Let me find this part.
How could I possibly, if I'm hearing women coming to me, how could I possibly think that it's better men? Our food teacher, she can't even TV show on Lifetime.
Okay, so K. Michelle is gonna be doing something with women where she is helping them get rid of their botched surgeries or their butts or whatever, and she's talking about how the women, a lot of the women who are coming to her with these stories are because they've altered their body, they've modified their body to be attractive to men. And when I suffered from internalized misogyny, I used to always say, and I believe it still rings true, that women, because of the patriarchy society, women often fall into what they believe men like. And it's very much a supply and demand. And when you tell women that your worthiness is determined on if a man wants you or not, you're going to try to do whatever if you're that type of woman, you're going to try to do whatever you can to make yourself attractive to this man. And Men have been very open, especially black men, very open and very transparent for their love of humongous asses. Now there are some men that are like, oh, I don't like that, the aesthetic is off and this and that, but too late. All of these women then changed. They have modified their bodies to attract you, and now all of a sudden you don't like it. And now they want to get this shit out, or you to move to the next bitch, or to a bitch with a bigger ass, or a bitch with a smaller waist. Just moving from bitch to bitch and not giving a fuck about the one who actually changed her body. Now, is she wrong for doing that? Her self-esteem? There's so many women out there, and I don't care what you say. They could tell you all day, I'm doing it for me. No, you're not. You're doing it to attract a partner. Stop lying to yourself. You are making alterations to your body because you want to feel attractive enough to attract a man. And it's okay, that's fine if that's what you want to do. Now, at the end of the day, these fickle ass men, now all of a sudden they don't like big asses. They don't like women who run around looking like ants. They don't like that. They don't want to walk around with a woman look like she got a pile of shit in her pants. They don't like that anymore. Now you got all this foreign substance in your body, and now you got to go change it. I'm glad that K. Michelle is honest about saying, my self-esteem was low, and I wanted to have a bigger ass because I wanted to attract a man. I'm glad she was honest about that. That's how healing starts in all aspects. Is you have to be honest about that shit. You understand what I'm saying? And there are women out here who are doing doing things to their body because they're trying to meet the demand. They're trying to be the supply to meet the demand. And that's just what it is. And so now she's created this show. I think she says coming on Lifetime.
Bringing down these women. You need them. They haven't even seen better. You supposed to secure me. To be. Yeah, because they don't care nothing about you. You around here with these hoodies and these dreads.
She's talking about her children, raising men, raising boys to men. And
the reason for that, and I truly believe that.
Here, let me see.
Because of lack of self-esteem.
See?
She said, you know what? When people meet each other, they should know. Question to ask you. You said something really interesting. You come on, you say, my music is bipolar like me. Like you go from one extreme.
We're going to see what K. Michelle's talking about. I'm going to turn it down a little bit when she gets to the part.
We were talking about this other day, and Nina made a statement to me. She said, you know what? When people meet each other, they should know, you know, in a relationship, what each other's trauma is. So
I don't know about that.
The person.
Yeah.
Not when we first meet each other. I don't know you that much to tell you the shit I've been through. I gotta be able to trust you.
I once said, what was the center like of my pain, of my life? I didn't have anybody, knock on wood, no one close to me die or anything like that. Everything that I've gone through has been because of lack of self-esteem and men being in the middle.
What do you mean? Like, explain that. Like,
I don't think men are good people.
Wait, you think that now?
All men. I don't think they're good people.
Why not?
The reason for that, and I truly believe that, the reason for that is, like, for men to do things that they consider small in the flesh, of like cheating, you know that's going to destroy your partner, but you do it anyway. That's not a mistake. We've watched the same story over and over again. And just because I'm a woman, I'm supposed to accept your betrayal.
Right.
Did I just say that?
You're taking advantage of my love for you, and I'm supposed to just be the one behind you riding or dying. I'm not dying with nobody.
So what do y'all think about that? She said she believes that men are not good people, and it's society that allows that to continue to happen. And that's why when it's dangerous to say allow someone to lead just because he's a man, when history has proven that men have really destroyed this earth, and all under the umbrella or the protection of patriarchy. Your religion feeds it to you. If you have a religion that tells you and nothing that this man is your father, he is a god, he's white, you don't see that this is that level of association can be detrimental as you approach relationships with people. And then you listen to Fantasia's husband say, I'm good with the word, and as long as she's good with the word, yeah, because the word supports your bullshit. The word supports your bullshit. It tells you, woman, to submit. He submits to God and you submit to him. What? No. So it's not just this individual man, because there are good men. There are good. Everybody is good and bad. Everybody. All of us, you and me, him and her, whoever, everyone is good and bad. Everyone has the potential to do bad. Everyone has the potential to do good. What are your choices? It's all come down to what are your choices? What are you going to choose to do? When you know that I'm going to do this, society is going to back me. More than likely, she'll stay with me. I'm just going to go ahead and cheat. I'll cheat now, apologize later, I'll get over it. But what you don't realize in those actions is that you are hurting someone and damaging someone and creating more trauma for another person. Now that person has to decide to leave you and then try and go do it again. And try and do it again with someone else, to allow someone in, to trust them, to allow them. And then you're telling this person, I should just let you lead because you're a man. What? No. And like I said, society allows men to behave in this way. Look at your president of the United States. Look at him and look at his behavior. His behavior is a perfect example of a man being allowed to do whatever the fuck he wants to do, from cheating on his wife, hiring prostitutes, corruption, being a detriment to democracy, being a sexual assaulter, making comments, incestual comments about his children, making fun of people who are disabled, making fun of people in other countries. This man has been allowed to do every single thing, and guess what's going to happen? Nothing. Let a woman do that. Let a woman cheat on her husband while she's in office. Let a woman try and buy some shit from the Ukraine. Let a woman say some crazy shit about her son in public, saying I would probably like to date my son. No, that would never happen. Never. Not in this society that we live in. That could never happen. But a man has been allowed. This is when you say it's a man's world, literally, and you're not allowing men to just come in and do what they want to do, because they are already allowed to do what they want to do, and they haven't made the right choices by women. They haven't made the right choices by children. You know how many law enforcement officials are involved in child trafficking, sex trafficking? You're trusting these men and women. You're trusting them to find your child. They find your child and sell them into sex trafficking. Men have not done right by this world. They haven't. And because we are not physically strong enough to overpower, that's the only reason why. That's the only reason why. So you have to make a way for women to feel like we do the choosing. You don't. Men feel like they do the choosing. Why? Because you've given them carte blanche because they have a penis. That's just wrong. And that's just wrong. And so when a woman says all men are trash, or I don't believe that men are good people, you have to step outside of it, even as a man, and step outside of it and be like, And like Justin said, the only time you ever hear a man bigging up a woman is when he's talking about all the shit she's done for him. She did this, she waited, she helped me, she did goddamn mule with a fucking basket on her back, on top of her head, for somebody. And then your answer to this as men are, choose better. From where? From where, when all you guys are walking in the same way? Walking in the same way. Y'all walk the same way. From all different spectrums, from like I said, from a minor issue to very severe. and it starts very early, and it just starts real early. So let's listen to what K. Michelle say. Let's see. Here we go.
To see girls come up to me, I'm the girl they come up to all day long crying. They tell me the most disgusting of stories that I couldn't even believe. And a lot of times men, the wrong man, will stunt your growth as a woman. Women could be doctors, lawyers, and everything, but they're in the bed crying over what a man did to them.
So how is that raising a man then? Because you have a son who's turning 16.
That's why I don't want to raise another one. Like I'm struggling. He has.
So what do y'all think? Women cut, and that's what she says, that she has this thing coming out on Lifetime, and you know, the stories that she hears, she's talking to the. I just don't understand how. Well, I guess when it doesn't benefit you, why would you see that perspective? Why would you look at it through a lens that doesn't protect you or support or empower you to have these ideas? I'm not gonna see it from your point of view, because if I do, I'm gonna have to say, one, we don't do y'all right. We don't. And I'm not talking about just in relationships. I'm talking about, like, when I look back and I look at my life and I look at the men that I have decided to partner with, and then I look at my father, and then I look at my grandfathers, right? And I did good until I got in my I did well with, like, kind of keeping men, like, here for just what I needed them for, in terms of what, if for sex or whatever. I kept them at a distance, to the point where people probably thought I was a lesbian, because I never brought men around. I've just never been like, I just never been like that. I just never felt like I needed somebody to validate me. However, I was being fed, you know, thinking I'm a daddy's girl, being fed these misogynistic ideologies, and really looking back at myself and realizing, oh my God, Erica, all of the way that you related to men, even when I was keeping them at a distance, the way that you related to men was very, very much did not serve you. It served them over you. And I was taught that. I was being taught that, right? By another man, my father. And very subtly, right? Just saying things and talking about women in a certain way. I always saw the man's point of view, all of that. I say that to say, when I got into my 30s, and the reason why I bring up the relationship that I have with my kid's father is because that relationship really made me, like, it was the internalized misogyny that, okay, here's this man here, he's come into my life, he's really nice to me, and on the first day I met him, I have a journal, the one journal he didn't get to and read through, I have it still, and it says in there, I think I met a guy who reminds me so much of my father. And in that perspective, I thought that was a good thing. I thought it was a good thing. And it wasn't. He was a lot like my father. A lot like my father. And I winded up in an abusive situation with somebody I really didn't know. You know what I mean? But something in me was like, oh, this guy, even though it's so crazy, because even though I was able to keep, and I think part of it, variable, was I was in a different city by myself. I did not really have a support group. I was in Atlanta. I didn't have nobody around me. And I truly believe if I met that man under different circumstances around, like in my hometown, he would have never had a chance. Just would have never had a chance. But I was alone in a space. And now here's this guy who reminds me of my dad. And from that perspective, I thought it was a good thing at that time. And I'm like, you know, he likes me, you know, like he wants to, you know, help me. He wants to, I was like the hero complex. I was very much enamored by that. And it was his representative. That's not like the real person that he turned out to be, but it was a whirlwind. And like I said, I do attribute that to being in a foreign city, you know what I mean? And then he just turned out to be just this typical person, like a typical, if I had got to know him more, just would have never happened. So everything happens for a reason, whatever. But I didn't realize then, like, oh my God, this guy is insecure. All of these things that a man is unworthy of any type of relationship, or even unworthy to partner with anybody at all, and feeling entitled just because he's a man, and then using religion as a way to say, you know, we're gonna get married, we're gonna do this, and and then I'm in my head like, wow, okay, this is kind of cool, or, you know, and not thinking, and it was just like not thinking, not listening, not having to support people around you to be like, this is not right. And then also like the typical him saying shit like your friends are single and they don't. I'm telling you, when I be talking, I'm telling you, it's from experience. And it's crazy because I didn't have that experience until my 30s. Because I was good. I'm telling y'all, I was good. And I was good, and I could keep men at a distance. I knew I never wanted to be in a relationship. I knew I never wanted to have kids. I just knew that was not the life for me, because like I told you yesterday, I saw both sides. I saw good marriages, my grandmother and my grandfather, and to be very clear, my maternal grandparents, who I was talking about yesterday, they raised me. I lived with them, and my mother. They raised me. So when you look at this woman here talking about the way that I talk about and the views that I have, understand, I was raised in a home with a man and a woman and another woman. And I was able to see a relationship. So I didn't come from a single parent home, although my mom and dad were divorced. I had my grandparents there. I was able to see a male and woman relationship. So when you think, don't automatically assume, oh, this girl, you know, she must have came from a divorced home and this and that. I did, but my grandparents raised me. My grandparents raised me. And I'm so thankful, because Lord, I don't know where I would be if it wasn't for them. Swear to God. Swear to God. But when I look at men now, I look back and I'm like, I look at how my relationship with my father, I look at that and I'm like, wow, he really was not my protector. He really was not. And then I start thinking about all the men, like all the men you chose, and that was your first example of a man. And then comparing people to like trying to like good men, comparing men to good men, and realizing like these men are not, they don't have to be good. They don't have to be good. There's no incentive to be good, because you know that you can do whatever you want to, and the woman is going to take you back. Your homeboys are going to back you up. They're going to support that, embolden you and empower you to keep doing it. They're not going to tell you when you're doing somebody wrong, like, nigga, you shouldn't be doing that, and you know it. They don't do none of that. Y'all don't hold each other accountable. Y'all know men that aren't doing right by women and don't say anything to them. How is anybody, because they're not going to listen to us. Because if you listen to us, then, you know, when a woman holds a man accountable, all of a sudden she's a feminist, or she is, you know, she's bitter, or she hates men. No, I'm holding you accountable. You're not used to people holding you accountable, so now it looks like somebody is hating on you. You understand? So I understand where K. Michelle is coming from, and I'm here. I keep doing this, running my damn mouth too much, but let me hear. Let's hear.
Took off with a white girl. Wait, as
pro-black as we are.
Rewind. What you mean he's taking off with a white girl?
Oh, her husband. Her husband. I mean, her child.
Person, a black straight A student. They don't know that, because I dated them. So I don't want nobody look at me and say, who raised that boy?
Right.
Like, I don't want that.
Right. Like, who raised y'all? And I have, my question always comes from like, how is a generation of men raised by single women still so fucked up on how they treat women. I wonder that, but then I look at women like Fantasia, or women who blame other women for men cheating. That is, all of that comes from that, like women with internalized misogyny raising their sons, and they just raise sons to not be accountable for their behavior, treat women like shit, not respect, no manners, none of that stuff. And that's the world that we live in. It's okay for you to be like that. So when she says all men are not good people, she's not talking about one-off men. She's talking about a collective group and a consciousness. It's not an individual thing. It's a consciousness. This is how they're thinking together. And then you embolden men who really should not have that push to say, I should lead because I'm a man. No, what are you talking about? I just think it's just really detrimental. And then when I saw K. Michelle say this, I was like, oh, we really probably should talk about this, because, you know, I'm not, you know, I just think that it's important, because, like I said, when I look back and I start looking back on how, you know, men run from love and women run towards love, but then you want these people to come together and partner, but you teach boys to men all of these really weird ways to relate to little girls and little boys. You teach them weird ways to relate to little girls, and then give them weird ideas about little girls being fast. And you don't ever hear about boys being fast. I guess they call them mannish or whatever, but even that's like, you know, I don't know. I don't like to sexualize children. I hate that as a whole, but it starts in our community very, very early. And that's probably another topic for another day, like sexualizing and putting sexualized ideologies into children and attaching that to children who have no concept of that. That's why a lot of homophobia goes on in our community, because there's an attachment immediately to the sex. And I don't know what that is about us I don't know what that is. I mean, I have so many thoughts going on right now, because I know Iyanla said one time that our people in our community have sex a lot, because as oppressed and marginalized group of people, sex is so powerful, and so it's used to feel powerful, and that's why people have so much sex in our community. Low income, you know, people have a bunch of children, they start having a bunch of children. But that's another topic for another day. At the end of the day, I just was like, really, it's hard to hear, like, I don't think that men are good people. When she said that, I was like, ooh, and she's like, I'm serious. I don't think that men are good people. And it's like, oh God. And then when you think about it, it's like, what incentive do they have to be good? What incentive? Tell me. What incentive does a man in our society have to be good? Meaning good in how he deals with women and children, good with how he deals with society, good with how he treats his own body and himself, good. What is their incentive? All right, y'all. That's all I have to say. Hopefully this was a good talk, and we'll get down in the comments and finish talking. Y'all have a wonderful day. Take care of each other and protect your energy, and just be good to each other. Like, really, like, be good to each other and hold each other accountable. And there's nothing wrong with being held accountable, because the only thing that it's going to do, hopefully, is to make you be better, right? Is to make you be a better person. And what's wrong with being a better person? Why would you want to do somebody wrong? Why would you want to be responsible for scars you left on somebody's body? Why would you want somebody retell a story about their life, and your role in their life was so traumatic and bad? Why would you want that? I don't want nobody telling a story about me, retelling a story about me, about something I've done to them to hurt them and leave scars on them. No, hell no. I don't want that. That's not what I want. So just think about that as you walk through your day. Again, protect your energy and keep each other accountable. Peace.